Jen Dodrill, retired Navy wife and homeschool mom, is living out her dreams on the pages of her books, bringing readers compelling stories of inspiration and hope for good times and bad. Her family-focused novels depict her values of cooperation, connection, compassion, community, demonstrating the importance of helping one another brave the waves of the world together. As a mother of five, family life and travels have left her with decades of stories to tell, and she cherishes the time she has now to tell them, in between her honored role as grandma, her passion for reading, and her adoration of all things coffee. Jen, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Heather. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's always fun to talk with you. So
Yeah,
I just wanted to say congratulations on book number 2.
thank you. Thank
Where's the
you.
Quetzal? Can you tell us a little bit about it and what inspired that story?
When I wrote the first book in the series, Birds Alive, I actually had the titles for the next two books. Where's the Quetzal? And then the third book is No Egrets. No Egrets. I have to be careful not to say no regrets. No egrets. Obviously a play on words, but so when I had the title, that's great, but I hadn't written the book. So I finished book one, turned it in, and started on book two. And I thought, I don't know what this one's about. Well, it's a series, so that's helpful because I have my characters, my main characters, and I just write about that. So honestly, I just had the title at
That's so
first.
fun. That's
It is funny. I can come up with titles. It's writing the books that's the hard part. My dad's favorite bird was a Quetzal, and I started seriously writing after he passed away. That kind of was my motivator, I guess.
Mhm.
And so that's part of the reason I did that.
I love that. I have a hard time coming up with titles. So the fact that you were able to come up with the title first, that's very clever of you. Well, tell me a little bit more about why you enjoy writing cozy mysteries.
um, I think because my brain can handle it. I was talking to my mom the other day, who's 88 and a half.
Wow.
She was a librarian for years and years. We were raised with books. My dad was a big reader. Um, and just, I don't think I have we talked a little before we started this, right? About brain power. I don't know that I have the ability to write like an in-depth psychological twisty kind of book,
Mhm.
although I really like those. What I like about a cozy is you can incorporate humor. And I really like that because life is really hard
Mhm.
at times. And even with very difficult subjects, you can find humor
Yes.
in there. And it's just something I like. Obviously, I like to be positive. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh. And sometimes it's not easy, but it's something that I feel like in a cozy, it's lighter and I can incorporate that. So, one, I can, in my mind, I can follow that mystery through. And then also just being able to write those characters and show them growing, but kind of in a lighter way.
Yeah. I, as someone who lacks the brain power occasionally, I appreciate a good cozy because some of those psychological thrillers, even sometimes in a TV show or a movie, I'm so lost.
Right.
I don't know how they got to where they got. I have no idea
Right.
why they thought to check that place.
Right.
I was so lost,
I
but
miss the clues. I just, which
yeah.
is that is something I struggle with when I write is remembering to put clues in there.
Well, I love your characters. I've read book number 1. I can't wait to read book number 2. But
Thanks.
I love a book that's very character driven.
Mm-hmm.
You learn so much more through the characters than just through all the action. And I think that's
Right.
one thing that's very fun about a cozy.
Right. I agree. I like my characters too. I'm not a plotter. I don't know if we'll talk about that later. I'm not a plotter. I'm a pantser. So sometimes these characters come out of left field, and I'm like, "Oh, where'd you come from?"
Well,
And then
I
I end
am a
up liking
plotter, but
them.
my characters still surprise me all the time.
Right.
So So book number three is No Egrets. I
No
love
egret.
that. Have you started that one yet?
Yes, yes. So this is something I didn't think about beforehand. Blessed, so thankful to have a contract for all three, even though
Wow.
I'd only written the first one. I know I'm very aware that that's amazing and doesn't always happen. And um, I didn't think about the fact that I'd release Where's the Quetzal and be marketing it while trying to write the third book. And I was getting so confused. Oh my gosh. It's like, I don't know where I live in this book. I don't know what I'm doing in this book. And so I kind of had to put it to the side until I finished getting Where's the Quetzal out. And now I'm in the push to get it finished on time.
Very good. Do you have plans for anything beyond the series?
I actually have a romantic suspense novella coming out in June. It's part of a novella collection. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I have it Trinity Sands Beach Club. I have it written up on my whiteboard. Is the name of the novella collection. And me and two friends of mine that are writers that live here where I live, we did this together. Each of us wrote a novella and we based it on a made up island.
How
And then
fun.
I know it's really been fun because we've been able to meet in person and do,
Create a
plot.
world together.
Yes, we made this island and some of the quirky characters on it together. And then next well, not this coming fall of 2026, we'll have another one come out that is all of our characters are going to northern Georgia to stay in a lodge up there, and it'll be at different times, but so that'll be another novella collection.
Sounds so fun. I'm
It
excited for
is fun.
you.
It is fun. Yeah. Thank you.
Tell, tell me a little bit about how your faith has impacted your writing.
Um, I think that my writing has impacted my faith
Mhm.
because writing is really hard. And the first conference I went to was the Asheville Christian Writers Conference. And I kept hearing serve, 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 serve. It's like, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to serve. How? And of course, this was long before I had a contract or anything like that. But every conference I go to reinforces that, underlines that the reader needs to be my focus. Like when you read my bio, that um, sharing hope. I think that's the best way to put it. Serving by sharing hope because things are hard. Our world is messy, messy, messy.
Yes.
Life is hard. Being a mom and a grandma sometimes is really difficult. And being a friend, being a spouse, whatever, just life is just messy sometimes. And I find hope through those things. And I've had some hard things go on, especially like when my dad died, that I said kind of spurred me on to write. Was a very difficult situation and looking for God in those things. And so I hope in my writing that I can help people, especially women, um, look for God, look for hope in the things that are going on in our life.
It's a beautiful calling as Christian writers to
Yes,
help bring hope to people, to show
right,
them what God looks like in those messy situations, and
right.
to remind people that He's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you
Yes,
do a beautiful job of
definitely.
it.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, we're going to go into our lightning round of
Okay,
questions, which
okay.
is never fast because we're authors and we have lots of words.
Yes, we do. We have to get them out.
It's okay. It's just fun to learn more about you.
Okay.
So, what is your favorite sandwich?
Um, I love, I love sandwiches. I love the Italian sub.
Mm.
I like, the greasy, bad for you, pepperoni, those pepper. green banana peppers, black
Yeah.
olives, all that stuff.
You're making me hungry. All right.
Yeah.
Who's a new to you author that you've recently enjoyed?
I met an author. His name is Bruce Hammack. Oh, it's Hammack. Hammack. And he writes clean fiction and they're crime fiction. So they're easy. They're not cozies. They're crime fiction. He was, I believe, he worked at a prison for a long time,
Oh, wow.
and so he. Oh gosh, I don't know how many books that man puts out a year. A lot of books. It's crazy. But I met him at a conference. Him and his wife, and it's so funny because his wife does all his social media, and I'm like, oh, I want a Joyce. That's a thing. They're really, really sweet. And so I started reading his books, and they're just great. Um, easy. I hate to say easy reads because I don't mean that in a bad way, but they're clean and they're fun and they're interesting and they're somewhat light, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're not
But he's
overwhelming.
a Christian, so pardon me?
They're not overwhelming.
Right, right, right. He's a Christian, so, and she is too. So I know that what I read will be something that I'll enjoy.
Very good. We'll have to take a look at him. He's new to me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Mm. Uh, that's a tough one. I have flip-flopped. I used to be an early bird, and now I hate for somebody to tell me I have to go to bed. So I kind of go in spurts where I'll stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning reading. And then I'm like, oh, I can't sleep because I really do work best in the morning
Mhm.
and I have to sleep. So I need to go to bed earlier, is what I'm saying.
There's like a meme or a t-shirt or something I saw one time that said, I'm not an early bird or a night owl. I'm like a mid-afternoon pigeon. And I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
it's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thrive in the afternoon, not morning or
Mm,
night. Would you rather have a personal chef or a maid?
a maid. Well, hmm. Now that we're totally empty nesters, um, I don't really want to cook anymore. It is really hard to go. I know you have a large family and we have 5 kids. It's
Yeah.
very hard to go from cooking for all these people, even though it's not like it's been a while since I've had all those people in my house, but I still think about it. Now I don't want to cook at all.
Yes,
We had
exactly.
sandwiches last night. I'm just going to be honest.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're down to two at home, but one works most evenings.
Hmm.
Me, my husband, and our youngest daughter. It's like, I don't want to cook.
Right. Yeah.
I really don't want to cook.
Yeah. Yeah. So can I have both? A chef and a
Absolutely.
okay, good. Thank you.
Yes. What's your favorite classic book or story?
Winnie the Pooh comes to mind
Yes.
first. I do have an old copy that my grandmother gave me of classic Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it's
great
probably
choice.
my favorite.
So what was your favorite book as a child?
I remember as a little girl, and I still have the book. I have a book called Artie and the Princess. It's about a little dragon named Artie and his princess friend. And my mother would read that to me when I took a bath. That's what I remember
Oh,
about it. I know.
how
And I have
sweet.
that book. And then as a probably middle elementary school age, I love the Bobbsey twins, which is really dating me. I know that's pretty old. I love the Bobbsey twins. And they were, they solved mysteries.
Mhm.
So I should have known then. Right.
Absolutely. If you could go on vacation tomorrow, where would you go?
Scotland, hands down.
I'll
Yeah.
see you there.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep telling my husband I want to go live there for like a month
Yes,
and just like incorporate into the village and be a part of the community.
that is my bucket list dream with my husband is to go to Scotland, Ireland, and England
Yeah.
because all of my family tree branches, like start there. And I want
Right.
to go and I want to just be able to not just, do a quick touristy visit, but I want to go and hang out in small villages and
Right.
with
Yes.
sheep.
Yes.
I want to do
Right.
all
I
the
know.
things.
I know. I
Yes,
know.
it's great. What's one goal that you're currently working on?
Goal. Um, well, I guess I have a women's fiction that I wrote. Speaking of heavy subjects, it's about addiction, but it is fiction. Um, it's very dear to my heart. I had it edited. I have not gone through the edits in my spare time. I think that's my goal. I think that's my goal is to get that out there. I'll probably self-publish that one. Um, probably be in 2026.
Very good.
So, yeah.
What's your biggest literary dream?
Oh my gosh. I want Reese Witherspoon to pick up one of my books for her book club.
Yes.
That's my literary dream.
All right, we're gonna tag Reese in this post
There
and
you go.
see if we can get you a gig with her. There you
Right.
go.
That would just be fun.
It would be
That would be
fun.
so fun.
Do you like to do anything else that's crafty or creative?
I am the most non-crafty person you'll ever find. My sister can draw, she can paint. When my granddaughters go down to Florida and they go to see her, she has all these crafts for them. I buy crafts for them and I watch them do it. And sometimes I get my husband to come help because it's not my gift.
No.
But I do design my book covers.
Oh,
I do that. I really enjoy that. I use Canva and I've done some coffee mug designs that I sell. I mean, just
I still
because they're
count that as
fun.
crafty and creative.
It is. It's still on the computer. I have bought knitting stuff. Um, it didn't go well. So, yeah. So,
Do you organize your personal book collection in any special way?
can you, where is my bookcase? This
It
way. It's backwards.
is.
No. You can see my bookshelf back there. It's a mess. No, no, there's more bookshelves in the house. No.
It's fun.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and spend a day in any era, what year and location would you go to?
Probably if it was my era, which is 60 plus years, I would want to go back into the 70s, probably when I was in high school, because that was fun. Um, we used to go, I lived outside of Pensacola, which is where my books are based in Florida. And we used to go for PE, we'd get on the bus and drive over the bridge and go swimming in the Sound, in the Pensacola Bay side. And that was just too much fun. It was so
Yeah.
fun. You really can't beat living near the beach when you're a teenager.
No, I was going to say that sounds absolutely
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. That would probably be what I would do. Not to change anything.
Just to
I had I think a pretty good teenage years.
just be nice to revisit it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dessert?
Oh, cookies?
Any
Yeah.
specific kind?
Oh, yeah. So Panera has this cookie called a kitchen sink cookie.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Do y'all have Panera there?
oh yes.
Okay. So a kitchen sink cookie has a little bit of all the kinds of cookies in there. So it might have some salted caramel, it has some chocolate chip. It's just amazing. And they're like big and very filling.
It's
My sister and I started getting them when we would go to Florida, first when my dad was sick, and now that my mom's older and we go visit her pretty often. And so that's our treat, we get
that's
kitchen
that
sink
sounds
cookies.
good. I will definitely try one of those.
They're really
Um,
good.
I make a cookie that my kids call the autumn everything
Okay.
cookie. And
Yeah.
so it's applesauce and cinnamon and
Oh,
oatmeal and raisin and cranberry and white chocolate chip and
oh,
pumpkin. So it's like
oh,
all
that
the fall
sounds
flavors in one
bomb.
cookie.
Yes. Wow, that sounds
Because
amazing.
sometimes you
Yeah.
can't just choose one flavor.
Right. Every bite of this cookie is a different kind of cookie. And
Yeah, exactly. How do you pick names for your characters?
um, I don't remember where I got the names for these characters. My main character's name is Peg, which is a pretty old-fashioned name.
Mhm.
Um, I couldn't even tell you where I got it from. Now, her mother-in-law's name is Hazel.
Yes.
And that just to me, if you read the books and you meet Hazel, I think her name personifies who she is.
I love Hazel.
I do too. She came out of the blue, and she's one of my very favorites. She
As
really
she should
is.
be.
Yeah. Um, there's sometimes when I add a new character that just like you need a side character, so you have to add one. What are you going to name this person? I did that the other day, and I just picked a name out of the blue. I made sure it didn't start with all
Yes,
it's
that's the hard
very
part.
easy. Yes, it's very easy to get stuck on a consonant and then name all your characters. Well, a Peg has three children. They all start with C, but that's normal for a lot of families. They
Yeah.
name them all with the same first initial. And I was like, okay, no more C names. C names. So what letters? A, B, C.
What else do we have?
What else do we have? Yeah.
Did you have any celebrity crushes as a kid or a teenager?
Oh, yeah. When I was probably 13 or 14, Donny Osmond, okay? Man, I loved him. And he wore purple socks. That was like one of his things, his trademarks. So my bedroom was pale purple I had like little dark purple throw rugs, and I think I had purple bedspreads, and I have somewhere in the attic. I have from Teen Beat magazine, I think. It's the Osmond family on one side, and then the Jackson Five on the other side. That's how old
Wow.
he is. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
fun is that, though?
Donnie, oh, I know. Donnie Osmond and Michael Jackson were probably like 12 or 13. They're about I was in the same age range as them. So, yeah, Donny Osmond for sure.
Who would you love to co-write a book with?
Well, I told you I have the novellas coming out, so
Mhm.
I got to co-write them with two of my writing friends. Never done anything like that. I thought that would
That's
be,
very fun.
it was really fun. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. Um, Now that I've done it with them, I can't even imagine doing it with anybody else.
Aw, I
I
bet.
don't know besides them. They're just really easy to be with. And it was like we instantly decided we're going to be best friends and we love each other and we're going to do this.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
My writing best friend lives in Australia, so that might be hard to meet
Nice.
up to write together, but you never know.
You can Zoom. We Zoom. Even though
Absolutely.
we all live probably within 30 minutes of each other, we still would Zoom. Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What's a book you're excited to read?
Book I'm excited. Um, I feel like I need to look at my bookshelf. So there's a couple. I have an author that I like. He's not a Christian author, but I've enjoyed his books for years. His name is Greg Iles, and he writes about his books take place in Natchez, Mississippi.
Mhm.
So I'm from, the South, and that's just like kind of my jam. I'm just like, I love that place. I love that area. And then there's a book I have, and I've had it for a while, called Bird by Bird by Annie Lamott. Have you read
Yes,
that?
I have not read it, but I know
Okay.
everyone talks about it.
I haven't. I've had it for a while, and it's apparently about writing.
Yes.
So I do want to read that. I need to just put that out. That might have more chance of me reading it if I get it out of my stack.
There you
Yeah.
go. What's the most difficult part of the writing or publishing process for you as an author?
I would say there are two things. One, I'm not a patient person. So if I send a manuscript in, I would like an answer, like yesterday. Um, and that would actually apply to writing. So that would be my second one is writing. It's just hard. I kind of lost my way. Not lost my way. That sounds terrible. That's very dramatic. I did not lose my way. I lost my mojo is what I
There you go.
did. And on this book, this third book, No Egrets, and I was stuck. It was like this big black wall in front of me, and I'm like, I don't know where to go. And I would pray, and I would pray, and I'm like, nothing's opening up. And this friend of mine went to the local ACFW group. We do a Zoom meeting once a month, and this friend of mine led a training, and she said, "Who is your reader?" Now, how many times as writers have we heard that?
A million.
Million. And all of a sudden, all the lights went off, and the angels sang, and heaven opened up. I was like, oh my gosh.
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So writing is difficult. A lot of people say marketing. I kind of like marketing, but I have a degree in public relations. And so not that I'm great at marketing, but I don't fear it, if that
Right.
makes sense. But writing is hard.
I feel like I could come up with all the book ideas. It'd be just better if somebody else wrote them.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
I can even
Like,
outline
here,
it
I
for
have an
you.
idea for you and you.
Writing is
Yeah.
the difficult part. But what do you love most about being an author?
The people I meet. And it's not people that have read my books. It's the other writers.
Mhm.
That's how you and I met, was writing. It was through I guess it's Military Mom Collective now,
Yeah.
but just the being a Christian writer, I don't know any other world. I've not heard that it's the same in the
No.
secular world. But I know in the Christian world, meeting, not that we're all perfect by any means, but meeting other Christian writers, knowing that we all have very similar goals
Mhm.
and that we're all growing. And so I think I find I've gone to conference. The first conference I went to, I didn't know anybody.
Same.
The second conference I went to, I didn't know anybody. I mean, it's just, but you make friends,
Mhm.
you meet people,
It's
you
such a
might
community
talk.
and such a
It is.
family. That
It
it's not
is.
competition. You're all family
No.
helping each other. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And I love to do that. I love to help other people, other
I do too.
writers. On my blog, I do author interviews twice a month, and kind of like what you're doing here is supporting other authors and getting the word out about what they do. And I just
Absolutely.
love to do that.
Me too. So, Jen, where can our readers find more information about you? Where do you hang out?
Well, I just mentioned my blog.
Yeah.
So that is Jen Dodrill Writes. And I blog there. I try to blog at least 5 or 6 times a month, different things. Last year was mostly tailored towards writers, and I changed my focus for 2025. I was already doing author interviews last year, but I changed more towards readers with a little bit about writing in there. The reason that I blog about what I blog about is I like to share what I've learned.
Yeah.
I know that I have that um, desire to teach people. And it's I always think of Charlie Brown, those who can't do teach, but I'm trying to teach while I learn. It's not
Yeah.
that I have it down. I trust me, it's not that I have it down, but I want to share as I learn.
Yeah.
So, whether it's writing or reading,
So, Jen, do you have a copy of your newest book handy?
Of course I do. I have it right here. Where's the Quetzal?
There it is.
Yeah.
So I want to show the jewelry that I made inspired by your cover.
Oh, I love the color. Look at that. Look how good that matches.
It's kind of, the color sometimes
Mhm.
doesn't come quite as clear through the computer, but it's
Right.
it's got all the sand and beach colors
Yep.
to your book.
All
So
the beachy colors.
our
Yeah.
readers can enter to win a copy of
Okay.
your book and the pair of earrings.
Awesome.
All they have to do is follow us both on Facebook and or Instagram,
Okay.
like one of our giveaway posts, and comment done. That's all they have to do.
Okay.
And this will go live on Thursday, and then I'll pick a winner on Saturday night.
Awesome. That'll be
And
fun.
do you have your other book handy by any chance? Can you
Of
show us
course I
both of
do.
them? Of course.
So Birds
Um,
Alive is the first book in the series. And like I said, I got to design the cover, and my publisher, I just say, here, this is what I designed on Canva, and then she makes it all beautiful. I got to do that one also.
very
And then I
talented.
actually just designed the one for No Regrets the other day, and it's not even due.
Look at you.
Look at me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something I really enjoy doing. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
And sometimes we find anything else to procrastinate the actual writing part.
You're stepping on my toes.
Stepping on my own. Jen,
Yeah.
it was so good to see you again and to talk to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on book number
Thank
2
you.
and number 3.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course.